Howdy everyone. How's everyone doing? Let's get this show on the road. Please. Do lots of funky things. Let's make sure everything is fine. Hello, last time we tried to finish this, I accidentally queued into the wrong dungeon and it took way longer the second time I did it than the first time I did it. And I was real committed to it, and that made the stream like 2 hours longer than I expected. However, we're in the middle of the finale, so we're fucking in it now. I'm waiting for my coffee to cool so I can take my, Oop. So I can take my, estradiol. We're stacking the debuffs. Hell yeah. I say debuffs as if, like, A, the coffee is affecting me, and B, these are bad things I'm doing to myself. Stacking buffs. Maybe a debuff of needing the piss big. I think statistically speaking, talking about P drops viewers, but I don't have any to begin with, so I'm at no risk. I can talk about it all I want. What you guys gonna do about it? Not show up more? I see you. Yeah, let me slightly let me slightly adjust. There we go. Very off center. There we go. There you go. You could see my little hands when I do the thing. Wait, wrong thing. Hey. Oh, it needs a larger party. So I got one tank, me, and a DPS. You're gay? Well, you know what? You are too. Oh, there you go. If I am, what are you? Also gay. Hi. How you doing? I'll just do the time to watching. Yes. Hey y'all.
Brothers, the time has come to call upon the true power of the Heavensward.
Fight me if you will, warrior of light. I care not. All who stand against me will be destroyed, be they servants of the darkness or the light. By my blessing shall all men be sanctified, and an endless era of peace begin. Vice and conflict shall cease to be.
There. I'm not gonna lie. We're starting with a little bit of hype.
What have you to offer my people in its stead? Bitter truth? Virtuous suffering? No matter. If you believe your cause just, I call upon you to defend it.
Hustle never stops. They're gonna take their lunch money. Hey yo, what the fuck is this music? Oh, that's an AoE I should not be in. I think you're, I'm doing that just in case. I don't understand what the fuck I'm looking at.
My praise shall rend you.
Oh, he looks like he's almost dead. I've been using my shit nearly enough. I probably wasted that. Whatever. Don't stand near the cleaves. Oh, don't stand near. He has cleaves. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh.
I shall bury you when you're ready.
That kind of looked cool as fuck. I think that's a special in a other game.
Impossible.
Wow. Neat. Sorry, there's not a Discord link for me to share.
How can this be? A millennium of prayer and the eye's power combined, and still you stand.
Oh my goodness.
Who? What are you?
That is a killer fucking bit. Dude, that really cements what type of motherfucker the pro tag is in this game. I'll give it to the Dragoon. There you go. The tank will probably get some accommodations. Your accommodation?
It is over then. I had hoped that mine would be the hand to end it. But knowing you, there was little chance of that. It would seem the eye has served you well.
Yeah, we're 2 Askians down. Two?
It's twin. At long last.
Are you gonna stuff them in your shirt?
All
Wiggle
that
them
remains
around.
is to take them beyond the reach of man and dragon both. With this task accomplished, my toil shall finally be at an end.
Are you gonna jump to the moon? I really like. So this is probably the final boss then. I really like how the archbishop, like, you just see from his point of view, and the lighting just says it all. Like, to this person, we're a fucking monster.
Nidhogg, my child, what hath thy fury made of thee? Let us away, servant of Hydaelyn.
We have ourselves one last battle.
Chief! Over there!
Oh, I didn't need to read that. Thank goodness.
Oi! Haha! God damn it, you always have to cut it so bloody close.
That's with the triumphant music.
It would seem she has done it again.
Estinian
Was
is...
there ever any doubt?
Estinian has fucked off.
Let us return to Ishgard. Our friends will be eager to learn the battle's outcome and welcome back their champion.
But Estinian... What the fuck? And no one of important would... There we go. At least Ishnola fucking noticed the missing dragoon. That may or may not have been the crux of the goddamn mission.
I dare say you are the first soul in Ishgardian history to arrive in our city upon Dragonback. This scene shall be remembered for 1,000 years to come.
Gonna log that somewhere? Paperboy.
As we had feared, the Archbishop summoned the soul of King Thordan into himself, and thence became a primal.
But he and his knights are no more, thanks to the Warrior of Light.
Your struggles are not yet over, mortals.
Thordak was a pretty short fight.
Whom do I have the pleasure?
I am Midgard Sommer. I have journeyed with Heideling's champion and observed her deeds in the conflict between man and dragon. Tell me, children of Thordan, do you desire peace?
My people have committed unspeakable atrocities against dragonkind, even against our own. Would that we could undo these wrongs, but we cannot.
There's only like 3
Be that as
actual
it may,
big dragons
the
left.
future yet presents a chance to begin anew. Our nation has broken free of the shackles of a false faith, and Nidhogg shall lead his kindred against us no more. I doubt not that it will require much effort and perseverance, but 'tis my belief that in time, Ishgard will again become a place where man and dragon may abide together in harmony.
I shall remember thy words. Yet be warned, Nidhogg's soul liveth on. His unbridled rage hath claimed for its vessel the one thou callest the Azure Dragoon.
Estinian.
Doubt not but that Nidhogg will call out to his brood ere long, nor that they shall answer him. Steel yourselves, for the true test is yet to come.
Come what may, we will never cease to believe. Upon the souls of they who have sacrificed themselves to pave the way for peace, we will never abandon our cause.
1,000-year war cannot be ended in a day. It may take generations. What thou dost begin, thy children must continue. Entrust unto them thy hopes and dreams, that peace may reign again, and forevermore.
That's just neat. There's not much I could really say on that, but well, we actually finished Heavensward within 30 minutes. Man, if I knew it took that short amount of time, I might have thugged it out. Yo, Eorzea now has a 4th member of its alliance.
Let all here present attest that Sir Emmerich, acting on behalf of the Archbishop, has appended his signature. I do hereby declare that from this day forth, the Holy See of Ishgard shall once more be counted a member of the Eorzean Alliance. Let our nations move forward as one and stand united against the Garlean Empire.
No trigger discipline, Merwib.
For the future of Eorzea.
For the future of Eorzea!
Don't worry, I didn't load it. Lamau, I lied. Blah blah.
There you are.
Oh, our character is... That's a nice sentiment.
A noble monument to a noble soul.
It is entirely possible... Like, it is entirely possible that, without him taking that shot, the rest of this story wouldn't have happened. So...
It has been a long and arduous journey, and we have lost much and more along the way.
Dude, we still don't know where the fuck
We must
Thancred
stay
went.
true to our purpose and press on.
And there has been absolutely no
That's right, you two. It's high time we got back to rebuilding the Scions.
Yeah,
Which
we're...
means we're going to need money! And lots of it!
But yeah, Thancred, we don't know where he went, and we haven't even heard anything from Ida and Papalimo. Like, we didn't see their bodies, but we have no clue what happened to them.
So ends a glorious chapter in their tale. However, tumultuous days yet lie ahead for Ishgard. After 1,000 years under the yoke of the Church, the people take their first tentative steps into the unknown. And though they spy a glimmer of peace upon the horizon, Nidhogg's vengeful shadow yet remains to darken the way.
Oh, are they, like, actually renovating the broom?
Be that as it may. So
Do we
long
get
as
a
the
new
young
version of
commander
it?
of the Temple Knights and his heroic companions are there to guide them, the people may hold fast to hope. The hope that one day true peace will return to Ishgard, and that man and dragon may live in harmony once more. Let the deeds writ herein never be forgot, that they may inspire generations yet unborn to strive ever heavensward.
You know, that was very good to get into with my energy up. Probably could have got rested before doing that. Imagine me dead tired doing that. I probably wouldn't be able to have mustered up the, like, hype. That final fight was really short. Like, well, we knocked him out in, like, what, 20 minutes at most? Not even? I think that was like... I think we knocked him out in like 10 minutes. I thought there was gonna be more to it. But I guess that's for the next chapter. They were like, nope, we're wrapping it up here. Fuck you, next DLC. It's like, still more to play into, but for now, that's where things would be ending. Alright, so I'm gonna just give some thoughts with the Heavensward story. Just give my like overall opinion while we're here. So there are some good there are certainly some good and some bad. I definitely liked the Heavensward story, but there are some key criticisms. I don't like how in the beginning they kind of immediately yo-yo all the shit that happened at the end of A Realm Reborn. It felt... yeah. It definitely, tempered me for any future losses in the wrong way. Like, I think because what they did in A Realm Reborn and then they immediately yoinked it back, where it's like, oh, no, it's like, oh, actually, the Empress of Oda isn't actually dead. Also, everyone's cool with you. You're not actually a convict anymore. Oh, we know where your friends might have been. It's like none of them died. You just don't know where they are. We figured out where Ishtola is. Fuck the other 3. It's like to my knowledge, the only Realm Reborn character that like actually their death actually stuck was Moonbreeda, who already had really a really short time. Like, you didn't have nearly enough time with them for you to like really have your heart there. She was cool, but it was definitely a short-lived character. So that's my first major criticism, is I'm not really a big fan of that yo-yo shit, because of what they did with A Realm Reborn, where it's like, oh, everything bad that happened actually didn't. It's like all that shit, like, the only thing that stuck was, it's like Moonbreeda dying and, Raban, his arm being missing. Those were the only things that, like, actually, like, happened. I guess now it's like, oh, Menphilia no longer has the ability to see without using magic. It's like, okay, so you have this workaround with a vague consequence. It's like a vague, innocuous consequence. Maybe we'll see more from that later, but yeah, that was one of my... That's one of my bigger criticisms criticisms. Another one is the last second tone kill. So there right before you go and get ready for your fight with the two Askians, and then you go to your fight with Thordak, you basically get bounced around in a spiral where you're like turning on teleporters and moving between the different warp points. And like, that's fine and all, but there's one quest in particular along that line that I just really didn't like because it just killed the pacing. It killed the hype. 'Cause, like, the other ones, it's still like, okay, you're traveling, you're getting there, you're in suspense, like, you're getting closer and closer, and then you get this one quest where it's like, you're gonna take, like, 3 minutes walking to where you need to walk back where you came from for, like, 3 whole minutes, by mount. Yeah, like, 3 to 4 minutes. Fight a thing for about, like, 10 to 15 minutes. Like, fight 3 pods of enemies, and then go 3 minutes back, like 3 to 4 minutes back. So you're spending like 20 minutes on this thing. Like you're in this like bam, bam, bam. We're getting closer. We're near the end. And then you get like this sort of 25-minute side tangent where it's like, oh, go find the monsters chewing the wires so that you can proceed. It's like, if I think you could still have done something like that and it would have been fine, but you would have had, like, you need to have made the enemies like die a little faster, depending. I know, definitely playing healer might have affected it, because you're not really doing a whole lot of DPS as healer, so fights take a little bit longer, but even with that as a factor, I think the main thing is they placed it far enough back in your line of travel that, like, by the time you get there and back and do all 3 of the, like, shorter fights, the, like, slow build-up of suspense you've been kind of working towards is kind of, like, petered out. So, yeah, those were my big complaints. Just a couple tone things, and then a pacing thing near the end. Otherwise, I think I think Heavensward was pretty good. I mean, we have some confirmed, like these motherfuckers are like you got some actual, like, significant change. Because where we started and where we ended are definitely different. And I like that. It's a little bit, like, arguably more so than A Realm Reborn. Where it's like, oh, we fought back the Garlean. It's like, oh, we're always, like, the 3 Eorzean Alliance members, we're always going to, like, fight against the Garleans, and then eventually, like, oh, it comes up at their doorstep, and now you're getting the Alliance together. But before Heavensward, Ishgard was exclusionary, and you see this sort of slow development within the minds of the people working there, or like within the people that live there, and both sides of their conflict. And as you kind of dismantle this entire ideology they have, and at the end they become no longer isolationist and join the Eorzean Alliance. Like, that's a big change in terms of... And it's a well-founded change, too. The hands of power shifted as the Archbishop basically was revealed to be working with the Askians and went for the power play, but, you know, got smacked down. So with the Archbishop dying, like, now there's a new person in charge. Like, you now have Amric in charge. Maybe, like, we also saw a lot of Gervania. Like, we saw them play off of information they seeded during the second act, the second half of A Realm Reborn, the, like, second storyline, where it's like, oh, these Mughals have these legends, and then about coming from, like, the heavens, and then you go to, like, the Gervania, you have, you know, Mughals that live there, and it's like, oh shit, like, there was a little bit of truth within the legend. Like, that's really neat. They kind of see the idea that you can turn yourself into a primal instead of just summoning it raw. I thought originally you had to have the Echo in order to become a primal instead of just summoning it, but with King Thordak, I don't think that was the case. And unless, like, the Eye, but I don't think that'd be it. Oh, you definitely see a lot from... In terms of story, you definitely see a lot from Alphino. He definitely, he's definitely a more matured character, and has been in the thick of it with you. Like, with the player character. So... you get a lot of time to shine from him. I mean, he had a lot of time to shine during during A Realm Reborn, but, you know, it's nice to see kind of like how he operates on his own without the backing of the Scions in any official capacity. Oh, we're now down to 3 dead Askians. Which, that's a fucking big deal. And we got a little bit of insight as to, like, kind of more about what their deal is, because, like, they're clearly serving something that's antithetical to Hydaelyn. Which that is gonna be kind of interesting. That'd be interesting to explore. Maybe there's a Warrior of Darkness. It is kind of funny that the Warrior of Light can become a Dark Knight. That kind of strikes me as funny. No problems with it. I just find it funny. It's like, hello, we're going Riku mode. also an interesting thing is it seems like the crafting jobs for that stage of the game definitely feel like the crafting and gathering is kind of interesting because it's very much like, hello, you're in a new frontier. And so honestly, some of those quest lines might be better left after you finish the Heavensward DLC in terms of like where you would want to put that mentally in the timeline of events. I'm not saying that if you're going through the game you should not do your crafting shit until after you've beaten that expansion, because like that's crazy. I just think if you're to mentally put it into a spot in the timeline, I think doing the crafting, like putting crafting in the timeline after you do Heavensward seems to make sense to me. At least the gathering side of things, where it's like, yeah, well, I guess botany specifically, where it's like, hey, we're on a new frontier, we need like... I think mining definitely works beforehand, but the new frontier, like, hey, we're building in places. We can speed this up. We've been talking for a while. All right, wrap it up. I'm kind of done with my thoughts on the expansion. I still liked it. It's very good narrative themes. It's definitely like a, hey, we should break that cycle of violence. And that sort of send-off message of like, to make things right, it will take work. Voice cast updated. Oh. The voice cast got updated last year. Interesting. Oh, I forgot about this dude entirely.
Habrea and Igaeorm have fallen. Bested by mortals in their attempt to initiate the Eighth Rejoining. That they should be so complacent. And now it falls to me to deal with the consequences. Without intervention, the balance between light and darkness will begin to shift, placing our mission in jeopardy. Hydaelyn's champion has grown too strong. Her might encroaches upon the realm of gods. Equilibrium must needs be restored. The time has come for you and yours to join the fray. Warrior of Darkness.
Oh my goodness, it actually is a... It is a thing. I was just talking about, like, are we gonna meet a Warrior of Darkness? They are the fucking moon? What the hell? For a second, I thought we were gonna see something pre-rendered.
Remind me, why is there no rest for the righteous?
Because there's always work to be done.
There, Master Garland.
Huh? House floating castle. I'm trying to figure out if this is... That a gun?
Of all the things they could have picked to play with, that's not a toy, you bloody fools, it's a primal!
Wait, that's alive? What is it? What the fuck is that? Oh, it's like a mecha. I was trying to figure out, like, what it's supposed to be. Well, it seems rather... Spires of deception crumble to dust, the lay bare truth long concealed. Beyond shimmering shadow layeth shimmering light. Oh, simmering shadow. Whoop. After long years of estrangement, Ishgard rejoins her sister nations in the Alliance. Words cannot well express my joy. None of this would have been possible without you, my friend. Change is coming to Eorzea, though it will inevitably bring with it a measure of upheaval. With hard work, peace and prosperity are sure to follow. And yet, even as we look forward to the coming of a new age, we must needs be wary of old threats. The lords of Garlemald have not relinquished their claim upon Eorzea, and we shall be forced to contend with them again ere long. And then there is the matter of our comrade Estinian, claimed body and soul by Needhog. Ooh, burp. If there is a way to rescue him, we must find it. Suffice to say, the path ahead holds no shortage of challenges, but together we shall overcome them. Oh, are we getting like a second half like a Realm Reborn? Fortuitous timing as always, Lore. Dr. was about to brief me on the search for... Oh. If you'd be so kind, then. Absolutely. You'll be pleased to hear that Riol and his men have been making excellent progress. You remember how Flamen helped me to escape the Crystal Braves and Limbs Element only to disappear? Well, according to Riol, she crept aboard a ship bound for Ratzat Han, where she's been hiding ever since. He assured me that it won't be long before we're reunited. As for Ito and Papalima, the remains of their link pearls have been found. And in the Pearl Lane of all places. Rio thinks they may have disposed of them after escaping the Royal Promenade. Yeah, that would make sense. They would not risk being eavesdropped upon by our betrayers. We are all but certain they fled the city shortly after, though we don't have a clue where they went. I see, and what of Thancred and Menphilia? I'm afraid nothing new to share about this too. It's not all doom and gloom. The good news is we've enlisted the services of a Charlan scholar, one of the students of Aldecian, to aid in the search, who should be arriving any day now. One of the students, you say? I'd very much like to meet the scholar if time permits. But first, we must attend to a more pressing matter. Sir Amaric has summoned the two of us for a private audience. The messenger did not specify what he wished to discuss, only that it was urgent. Assuming you have no objections, Lore, I suggest we proceed to the congregation forthwith. And mayhap we can meet with the scholar afterwards. Agreed? In that case, I think I'll return to the Forgotten Night for now. Things are liable to fall apart if I'm gone too long, you know? Doing casual fucking meetups in the Forton Manor. I mean, I guess good a place as any, but... the Forgotten Night? Yeah. A voice? Pan like there's a voice.
Thank you for coming. I wish to speak with you both in a place where privacy was assured.
I cast private sanctum.
What was it that you wished to discuss?
With my father's passing, the seat of the Archbishop lies vacant. And so, in accordance with canon law, I have assumed his responsibilities. I should stress that this is a temporary measure.
Canon.
It was never intended that the Lord Commander of the Temple Knights
Canon versus
indefinitely.
Fanon.
Quite the opposite. The statutes specify that I should surrender my powers as soon as a conclave of the senior clergy and the high houses have named a new archbishop. But in light of recent events, that would not seem appropriate.
Yeah, probably not, considering how the Pope turned out to be fucking evil.
To divulge quite so much quite so soon. The details of the Archbishop's plans, perhaps, but the true origin of the war and all it entails?
I too had concerns. But when the Warrior of Light is witnessed returning to the capital upon the back of a dragon, one's options are rather limited. Mayhap I could have concealed certain details, but for how long? And at what risk? Should the truth have come to light in the meantime, how would the people have viewed my silence? After 1,000 years of lies and secrecy, I could not well abuse their trust and hope to be believed. The time for deception has passed. I only wish the people agreed. That some would deny the truth I had anticipated, but not this many. And among the few who acknowledged that my father had to be stopped, no small number questioned our methods.
If they suspect a coup, it will not be long before some turn to violence.
It has already begun, and that on both sides. Men and women of the cloth are being harassed in the streets. Some have even been assaulted in the broom. Hilda and her people have formed a watch to help us maintain order. But such measures will not prevent the unrest from spreading.
For all our talk of peace, the people remain frightened and confused. For their sake, we must bring the Dragonsong War to a definitive end.
But
We should be glad
Midgård
to help you, Sir Emmerich. But what precisely would you have us do?
Midgård was like, dude, you can't do this shit in a day. This will be a generational effort.
We wish to treat with the dragons of Annex Trine. To that end, I would trouble you for an escort and an introduction.
Annex Trine? You would speak with Vidofnir then?
We must needs open a dialogue between our peoples. Acting as my representative, Lucia will extend an invitation to their leader, that she might visit us here in Ishgard. Were she still with us, I would of course have beseeched Isel's assistance in this matter. But as she is not, I must ask that you aid us in her stead. Will you do us this favor?
I mean, we still get Midgård. So, you know, having a dragon straight up intro us might be a little bit better.
Lucia, I leave the rest to you.
You know. And with the lack of a sail.
In the wake of the Archbishop's fall, the nation of Ishgard trembled, the faith of her people shaken to its very core. For 1,000 years had they fought and died, certain of the justice of their cause, only to be told that their holy war was born of the sins of their forefathers. What then for those brave men and women, thus stripped of their righteousness but to despair, to deny the truth and decry its speakers? And what then for those whom they defamed but to hope on, to have faith in a brighter tomorrow? A tomorrow in which man and dragon might live together in harmony, then as distant as the very stars in the heavens. Yet while we dared to hope, deep within his lair the enemy lay, gathering his strength. Nidhogg, now possessed of his 2 eyes and the body of the Azure Dragoon, prizes to which he had laid claim at the very hour of the hero's triumph. As desperately as we sought the solace of peace, the great worm craved the misery of war. Nor was he alone in his misbegotten desire.
I know little of the lands these dragons call home, this Annex Trine. Had you not agreed to escort me, the coming journey would seem far more daunting a prospect. I confess that I myself once shuddered at the thought, yet even the longest journey begins with the first step, does it not? But ere we set forth, Lore and I must needs inform our comrade of our plans. Very well, I shall see to my preparations. Let us go and bid farewell to Tataru, Lore. Eto, bleh, I forgot she's hanging out in the Forgotten Night. Sup, Tater Tot? So, that's what your secret meeting, so that was your secret meeting all about. I'm all ears. Oh, so what, yeah, blah. A diplomatic mission to annex Trine, you say? Well, I suppose that does take precedence. But should your meeting with Vidofnir happen to end early, you might consider rendezvousing with Ishtola in Edashire. She'll be there to receive our guest. But don't get me wrong, your meeting with the dragons is terribly important and everything, but this scholar just happens to be. Time permitting, as I said, we shall endeavor to join Ishtola, but if we cannot, pray pass on our regards. Let us be off, Lord. We have kept the first commander waiting long enough. Zoomies. We're not playing as a cowboy anymore, so it's not quite as much zoomies, but we have zoomies. We have zoomies. Everyone gets zoomies. You're ready? Good. So am I. Urchin loaf. Yo, some hot chocolate? Killer. Sure, we'll take. We get one? We get one serving? Kinda goofy. The path is long but known to us. From Falcon's Nest we shall cross the Western Highlands and make for Tailfeather in the Dravanian Forelands. There we can rest, we can stop to rest and replenish our supplies. Question? If not, the stables await. I'll just teleport, fuck that. I pay taxes. Sup, dipshit. Sup, lower tax bracket. I say that, but Lucia's probably strapped. I always imagined that the first time I set foot upon Dravanian soil would be at the head of an army, and here I am, ready to treat with the brothers and sisters of mine enemies. Full well do I know how difficult it can be to set aside the past, though it was I who first proposed recruiting a Sail to our cause. I questioned the wisdom of my words almost as soon as I uttered them, and for a long time after that. Here was a woman with the blood of innocence on her hand. Men, women, children, all slain in the name of the implacable Lady Iceheart. Yet she acknowledged her misdeeds and agreed to join us in common cause. At our side, she fought in service to that greater good, even unto her dying breath, and while that does not absolve her of her sins, I hope that one day she will be remembered not merely as a heretic, but as a misguided soul who dreamt of peace. You ask much, Master Alphino. Yet who can say what might come to pass, should our negotiations bear fruit? Yes, of course. We must press on to annex Trine, if you'll follow me. Fuck that. I pay my taxes. They're upstairs, aren't they? Sup, fucker? Thou art ever welcome here, friend of the Shale. But this one I do not know. Pray forgive us this unannounced visit, Vidofnir. I present you Lucia, first commander of the Temple Knights of Ishgard and our trusted friend. It is an honor to meet you, Vidofnir. I am come as an envoy of Sir Amric, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights and acting leader of the Holy See.
Indeed, you may speak, knight.
For 1,000 years, man and dragon have been locked in an endless cycle of bloodshed and sorrow. To our shame, we believed your kin to be the architects of this war, but now we know the truth. Keep saying Thordak. Blip. That's a Critical Role character. My bad. But now we know the truth. King Thordan and his knights 12 did willfully betray and murder the great worm Ratatoskr, shattering the peace between our peoples. For 1,000 years our leaders conspired to conceal this truth, a truth which was at last laid bare by the Warrior of Light, the Azure Dragoon, and Tissail. Alas, a deception so intricately woven cannot be undone in a moment, and our people labor to accept the truth. After an eternity of war, who would dare to dream that peace could at last be within our grasp? Yet dream we must, as Assail once did, and we must take that dream. But we must make that dream a reality, as she could not. I humbly beseech you, Vidofnir, join hands with us in friendship once more, before the eyes of my people in Ishgard.
A most unexpected invitation. I have heard your request, knight. However, I cannot yet give you mine answer.
May I ask why?
This matter concerneth my sire. He must needs be consulted. Moreover, the Nath grow bold, even as they did before, and I would not leave my people at the mercy of the swarm.
Then we wait. After a thousand years at war, we shall not give up on peace for want of patience.
Fear not, knight. Thou shalt have mine answer within thy lifetime.
So soon? My humble thanks. I shall bear your words to my lord forthwith. Until we meet again. Given the circumstances, I'd say that went rather well. To be frank, I'm surprised our proposal was not rejected outright. Whether aught will come of it remains to be seen. However, mayhap I shall take this opportunity to speak with some of the other dragons. But you need not wait for me. The return journey holds no fear for me now. Well, if you're in further need of our services, we shall continue on to Charlayan. We hope to welcome a scholar who has agreed to aid us in our search for our missing comrades. Then I pray your journey is as swift and uneventful as ours was, And thank you again for sparing the time to assist us, even when such grave matters remain unresolved. I can think no graver matter than a 1,000-year war, one which our friends gave their lives to see ended. Suffice it to say, I would willingly take 1,000 such journeys to endure that their sacrifice was not in vain. Of that I have no doubt, Master Alphino. I only hope the fates will not hold you to your word. So, it would seem that we have time to greet the scholar after all. Oh, delightful. I shall be interested to hear how she means to go about finding Medphilia and Thancred. I can only assume she is privy to some new investigation technique. In any event, our first order of business is the rendezvous with Ishtola in Idleshire. I like how Idleshire counts both as a city but not one for the purposes of the chocobo, which kind of makes sense because the reason you're not supposed to be able to use a chocobo is because the chocobo is I might look into that later. Lord, it's good to see you. I confess I had assumed your business in Annex Shrine would detain you longer. Did your meeting with Vidofnir go well? As well as can be expected. She must discuss Sir Amaric's proposal with Frisvelger, of course, but she seemed amenable to the suggestion. What of our Charlayan friend? Has he arrived yet? She has, but when I explained that you'd be joining us, she asked if she might use the intervening time to explore. I agreed to meet her outside on the front bridge. We should be on our way. They see me rolling. They hating. Oh. Catch me riding dirty. Oh. Oh. Da, 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 da. Just have a picnic out front. Oh, I've seen this character before. You're tiny.
I'm terribly, terribly sorry to have kept you all waiting.
You know, they usually give Lalafels some dorky ass
We arrived but a moment ago
designs,
ourselves.
but this one's actually like fine. This one's cool.
Pray, allow me to introduce Kryle, who has recently come from the Charlayan motherland. She has generously offered to assist us.
Oh, please, think nothing of it. A trip to Eorzea was long overdue. You must be the Warrior of Light. Yes, you certainly do look the part.
Oh, why thank you.
A pleasure to meet you at last, miss.
You're staring at a walking, walking nuclear arsenal.
I dare say someone's grown an ilm or two in my absence. Or are those lifts in your boots?
We, Miss Kryl and I met at the Studium years ago. I shall forever be indebted to her for her sage guidance.
It was no small task keeping him out of trouble, believe you me. The youngest ever to enter the Studium, him and his sister, 11-year-old prodigies.
Yeah, where is...
Suffice it to say, social graces were not among his list of talents. Striding up to his seniors on his first day, head held high. What was it he said again?
Thank you, Kryl.
For what? I haven't finished yet. Would you care to attempt a more dexterous deflection?
Mayhap we should save this delightful conversation for a more fitting occasion, when pressing matters do not demand our undivided attention.
A bit much, but better.
Alphado having his fucking laundry.
Use here in Eorzea. Henceforth, I trust you will dazzle me with your eloquence at the first time of asking. Right, on to more pressing matters. Finding Minfilia and the other missing scions.
I gather you have new information to share with us.
Define new.
A new approach, actually. Tataru recounted the tale of your escape, and it gave me an idea.
What if you guys just
Simply put,
locked in?
Thancred left some manner of trail when you whisked him away, as is almost always the case with teleportation magics. I am confident I can find and follow it.
Then what are you waiting for?
That teleportation happened probably months ago in canon.
The fact is, my abilities aren't quite up to the task. Not in themselves, anyway. If I had Master Matoya's crystal eye, on the other hand...
Then let us all call on her forthwith. I think it best that you explain your plan to her in person.
Don't mind me, I'm just playing with the... Look, one thing about being on E is you get a new fidget toy. If I must. East? I ain't fucking with that. Midgårdsummer, run. They're gonna get our ass. They're gonna jump us. Damn, government ain't fixing potholes. How typical. Okay, now we can climb up the big ramp and break our ankles, but we'll just take the normal route. Am I being chased? You did say we were headed for a cave, did you not? Certainly I wouldn't... because I certainly don't see a cave nearby. Is Master Matoya meeting us on the way or something? I heard many stories of Master Matoya, some quite flattering, others less so. Rest assured they are all true. This way, and have care where you tread. Just let them do their thing. Also, I guess you can't use cards on non-party members?
Oh, is that trouble I smell? Or did you forget to wipe your boots on the way in?
Forgive us, Master Matoya. We will be sure to wipe them on the way out. And may I say how glad I am.
Well, what fucking point is that, Ishtola?
Ever so quick-witted, aren't we? To the detriment of your manners. Well, out with it then. What do you want?
Good line, good line.
Pray, allow me to introduce myself, Master Matoya. I am Kryl, of the students of Baldessian. I hope you will excuse our unannounced visit.
You're one in a Krillian.
Baldessian, you say? Oh, yes. The old coot set up shop on the Isle of Val, didn't he?
Regrettably, our order's headquarters and the Isle itself were obliterated by a magic of immense power. I have the blessing of light to thank for my own preservation.
Kryl, you too possess the Echo.
Lamau, no.
Well, yes, of course I do.
Oh. That was like...
Our order is devoted to uncovering the mysteries of Hydaelyn and interpreting her will, particularly through the study of her gift to us.
So...
It was in the course of these studies that I met and subsequently befriended Minfilia.
They did allude to the fact that there was a scholar of...
I had no idea.
There was a scholar on that island that
You
survived.
were supposed to. Not that I wanted to deceive you, you understand.
That actually explains it.
Precautions had to be taken.
Yes, yes, that's all well and good, but you still haven't told me why you're here.
The students of Baldessian are gone, and there is naught I can do to change that. But the science of the Seventh Dawn can yet be restored, and my dear friend found. You have in your possession an ancient crystal of light, one you call your crystal eye. I believe I can use it to focus my abilities and locate one of the missing scions.
And there I was, thinking you might want to make use of my years of experience. Oh, wait here.
Damn, I thought you were here because I was that good.
This crystal and its familiar radiance. But never did I suspect it was a crystal of light.
On the cusp of an umbral calamity, souls blessed with the power of the Echo invariably appear. To aid these, her chosen warriors, Hydaelyn bequeaths to each a slither of her strength in the form of a crystal of light.
Oh, so...
But as her strength wanes, so too does the potency of her gifts. This crystal, born of an earlier era, is infused with a power far greater than those of this age.
Interesting.
You could travel the length and breadth of the land and not find a crystal even a fraction as pure. Its value is beyond measure, as are the risks inherent in its use.
But it's a crystal of light, so I assume that's someone with the power of the echo.
Of the echo are alike.
Oh.
I, for example, can converse with beings of every shape and size, excepting beasts, contrary to what others would have you believe. Language has nothing to do with it, of course. Rather, I am sensitive to the whispers of the soul. Their intent, their very essence even.
Wait, I thought...
The traces of which serve to guide the elementals to Y'shtola. Far-fetched though it may sound, I believe that...
Wait, don't we have that ability with the echo?
Where they left off and follow the remaining trail to Thancred.
Like, our character is kind of universal translating?
Well, the poor sod's not going to find himself. So, as long as you don't drop it or take it out of my sight, you may do with it what you will.
Oh, but we need to walk over to Thancred, where we thought he went. You know, we need to walk out of your line of sight and conveniently drop it next to an Askian.
Then let us begin.
Wait, if the Warrior of Darkness has a big ass fucking axe, if you have to fight him, dude, Shifter's gonna have a fucking killer time given he's playing Warrior.
And west, towards a mountain, the foot of so
Actual mirror match.
It was a near thing, but he was not deposited within the rock. I think.
Glad to know that was a risk.
The hunters of Tailfeather know those lands well. I say we begin our search there.
That's a fucking distance to be accidentally teleported. Holy shit, no wonder we didn't find him. I thought he'd be like around the corner or something. Motherfucker changed, well, not continents, but you get what I mean. Man transcended state lines. It's like starting in Missouri and fucking warping at the at the southern border of. Like, what the fuck? Well, I mean the maps in the game aren't even representative to the scale, so it's kind of, yeah, it'd be. He got warped like what, 2 nations away? I mean that's still that is still comparable. If I named the yellow chocobo Guppy Shanks, what should I name the black chocobo? Gruppy Shanks. Nah. Were I to find myself in an unfamiliar wilderness, my first instinct would be to seek out signs of civilization. Ordinarily, perhaps, but in his wounded state, he might not have wished to risk contact with strangers of unknown allegiance. Yet even had Thancred chosen to remain in the forest, the hunters would surely have stumbled across his trail. Tailfeather doesn't strike me as an isolated outpost, though. Merchants and traders pass through reasonably regularly, do they not? In which case, we'll need to provide a more detailed description when we question the locals. Fear not, Cryle. I've already prepared several sketches of Thancred for that very purpose. Do they look like shit? Do they look like shit? Do they look like shit? Oh. This is impressive. You drew him from memory? A skill I acquired some years ago for reasons I no longer remember. Oh, you were depressed at the time. I know how that be. You won't know what parts of different languages I understand. Just know that I call it the depressed linguist perk. If you study something while in a severe enough depression, you kind of forget most of it, but it will come back to you at random intervals. I propose we split into 2 pairs. Ishtola and I will inquire at the outlying encampments, while Lore and Cryle will question the residents of Tailfeather. Afterwards, we regroup near Loth Astvat and share our findings. Assuming there are no objections, let us be about it. We could have just questioned the locals and then, I don't know. He has certainly matured, hasn't he? Hard to imagine he was once a boy who practiced drawing for hours to impress young ladies. Oh, never mind. Anyways, we had best get started. Find me when you've finished making your rounds. It had to be more than that. There had to be a passion of creation in mind.
Searching for a friend of yours? Let's have a look then. No, ain't seen him around. Sorry.
Thank you, Cryle. You're one in a Krillian.
What's that you got there? A sketch? Can't say I know the face. You're saying he's something of a warrior? I heard tell the other day about a Huron vagabond who brought down a bandersnatch by himself, and with style. The way they tell it, he was dancing with the beast like it was the bell of the Bleeding Bull. Sound like a man?
Yes, that is actually very helpful. Guess he went hunting. I wonder why he used to treat his wounds. Or if he did at all. A Huron man. Oh, a Huron man? Well, not exactly rare, you know. Could you be more specific?
I did spy this bloke a while back. Didn't quite get a look at his face, but it could have been him. This was beyond the forest, as I recall, along the river to the west of Tailfeather. I remember thinking he wasn't much of a hunter. The lad made no effort to cover his tracks, see? That, and he was carrying an axe instead of a bow.
That doesn't sound like... I'm pretty sure he would still use his daggers unless he picked up an axe.
Finished. In any case, I think we've learned everything we can here. Let's see what the others have found.
Oh, We need to pop up over to... Flat as fuck dress, blowing in the wind. We chose to meet up here. Oh, I guess it would make sense. The fact we didn't run across him for a bit. My apologies for our late arrival. We thought it wise to question as many hunters as we could. Many have made camp in inaccessible locations, ideal for hunting game, not so for receiving visitors. Nevertheless, time proved well spent. There are countless sightings of an exceptionally capable Huron hunter with whom no one is familiar. Though none chanced to see the man's face, his item build matched Thancred's description, as does his fighting prowess. So you heard the same tales. Be that as it may, we yet want for conclusive proof. Mayhap this is unrelated, but I heard a curious tale regarding a Vath trader. He came to Tailfeather in search of garments fit for a man of refinement, which seemed a rather curious description for one of his kind. You are implying that Thancred sent a Vath to market in his stead? Why would he not go himself? If you recall, you emerged from the livestream as naked as your name day. It is a scene I shall never forget. Is it now? Oh, I was pleased to see you. I mean, it was a simple statement of fact. It stands to reason that Thancred found himself in the same, predicament. In any case, if he had dealings with the Vath, they should be able to tell us now. Quite right. Cryle? Quite right. Event cancelled? Fuck! Inventory, you have vexed me for the last time, hot chocolate. Event can't. Do we have to watch the cutscene again? Oh, that's so funny. We're skipping. We're not doing that. We'll keep the max potions. The max ethers, however... I should just put some of this into the saddlebag. Oh, I don't really have much space in the saddlebag either. Savage Aim 4, Heaven's Might 4. Savage Aim 4. There we go. We can make a little bit more space. Yeah, Savage Might is in its own slot. Piety 4, Piety 3, Piety 4. There we go. Piety 4, go there. Quick Tongue 4, Quick Tongue 4. Boom. And then... there we go. Well, what are we waiting for? For all we know, Thancred could be waiting for us in Lothast Vath. We must go and see the Vath right away. Come along, everyone. Come along. A little slow, a little late. That's a fucking foreboding title. Great hunters, we welcome you once more to Lothast Vath. What do you seek this day? We seek a man whom we are told you've had certain dealings. How curious! The hunters tire of godly sport and pursue mortal prey? No, he is not prey, but a friend long missing. Good. He is friend to Vath as well, one with whom we have traded many times. Truly? And are you quite certain it was this man? There is no doubt. The fleshling clothed in skins came to us from some owl, lost and weak. He offered meat and hides in trade, and in exchange we tended to his wounds. He brought us so much flesh, so skilled a hunter he was, much flesh. When he asked for garments, we were glad to provide them. And where is he now? Gone to Lothast Ganath. Not long ago, when he heard the One Mind has summoned our god once more. Ravana has returned. Vidafnir did say that the Nath had grown as before, but what could Thancred hope to accomplish by himself? Honored Elder, we thank you for your help. What we could repay this kindness ere we depart, we must hasten to our comrade's side. Go, great hunters. Let the Nath claim him as a sacrifice. Or less. Man, that'd be kind of fucked up if they're like, let him be claimed as a sacrifice. Consume him. Eat Thancred, eat Thancred, eat Thancred, eat Thancred. Not that kind of E. Wait, maybe that's preferable. Well, at least he's not dying, so you know. Hey, but oh my god, you guys hurt. Look. We can do this the easy way or the harder way. These guys wouldn't fuck with me. I'm level 60, right?
Who else could be? Thancred! It could be Thancred! We must hurry!
Oh. They said someone with an axe. Oh. Oh no.
This day, we reclaim the reins of history. This day, we rid ourselves of the Ascians forever!
Fools playing at heroes, all of you. Is this how you believe you can save your world?
We can and we will, Ascian. You shall see. Or perhaps you will not!
Wait, was he once a warrior of light? Oh, this is like an anti-paladin? Holy fuck, that might be cool.
So you are the warrior of light. The savior of Eorzea.
Dude, all your guys' drip is so cool.
Sooner. What with the primal and all. Lost a step, have we?
Have care. The ether moves strangely around him.
It would seem we share a common enemy. Mayhap you would tell us who you are.
Shall we show them?
Oh, fuck. No one blocked that? Alright. Oh. Thancred? The rockin' facial hair, my guy? Also holding your own against this. Dude, if he's supposed to be equal to the Warrior of Light, what the fuck, Thancred? Dude, that's a big fucking sword.
Not very sporting of you to interrupt. But so be it.
You fucking jumped us. Fuck you.
Mark well our faces, warrior of light. For we are the warriors of darkness. Walkers of a different path. And we shall meet again.
Warriors of Darkness? Really?
Cryo go like, that sounds tacky.
Thancred, are you all right?
I'm not gonna lie. That's a good fucking design.
pleasantries can wait. I'd rather not be here when the Nath arrive. Agreed?
So, got to hear his voice actor.
Suffice it to say, our reunion was not at all as I pictured it. Waiting until the last instant to join the fray. It is plain you have not lost your appetite for the dramatic.
My appetite for the dramatic? Have you forgotten the circumstances of our parting? The heroic last stand, the tunnel filling with light, and then... Had I known you intended to use forbidden magics to deliver me to some god's forsaken wilderness, I would have thanked you in advance.
Thancred.
If nothing else, you might have warned me that I would emerge from the live stream in the altogether. Eventually, I managed to fashion knives from some obsidian I found, and set about hunting for meat and hides. Given that I'm not all that skilled in leatherworking,
I like the
probably for
convenience
best that I met the Vath before I was reunited with you.
Cheeked up on a fucking Sunday afternoon.
So you were the fleshling clothed in skins of whom the storyteller spoke.
A description which fit me as ill as the skins themselves. Happily, I was able to trade with the Vath for garments better becoming a man of refinement. From them, I learned of Ravana, and of the great warrior who had once laid him low.
And thence did you conclude that were you to track the Primal's movements, it would surely bring you into contact with the Scions once more.
It seemed a reasonable assumption. I could think of no one else with your enthusiasm for slaying beastmen gods. Until now, that is.
Ah, yes. The self-proclaimed warriors of darkness. 'Tis only fitting that they stand in opposition to the warrior of light, I suppose.
But they also don't like the primals.
Glimpsed the leaders past, if only for a moment. They were confronting a man in black. An Ascian, I think.
I wonder if they were once warriors of light too. Not
If these warriors are capable of doing battle with Ascians and primals both, they must be possessed of powerful protection. Protection not unlike the Echo.
Dude, we might be up against another nuclear armament. If that dude is supposed to kind of be our equal, then up against some fucking shit. And then Thancred decided to 1v1 that shit. Blessed with the power of the Echo and driven to put down primals, despite his declaration that we walk different path. Well, that they walk a different path. I struggle to see how their goals conflict with ours. Nor is it that the only oddity. I find it passing strange that such exceptional individuals should have wholly escaped our notice until now. Surely we would have heard rumors and attempted to recruit them to our cause. I recall no such adventures, and I would not soon forget their like, nor would any of us, I think. One of our primary duties was to scour the city-states for promising candidates. That's how Ida and Papalymo found Lore. Oh, wait, Man, they still remember that, even so late into the game. They still keep note of that. That's cool. Ah, the memories. It seemed like only yesterday that you slew your first primal. Speaking of which, so it's given. I had the distinct impression that it was not the first time that band of merry men and women had killed a god. I labor to believe that a band of preternaturally gifted adventurers had been traveling the land slaying primals without our knowledge. It would imply gross negligence on our part. Speculation availeth not. There is far too much we don't know. For the present, we must needs concentrate on what we do now. Namely, that Lord Ravana is no more. Vidofnir must be informed. The news may render her more receptive to Sir Amaric's invitation. Since you seem to have affairs here well in hand, I shall take my leave. Simply being in the vicinity of this colony is giving me a stinking headache. If you have need of me, I shall be with Master Matoya. I would beg her assistance with the search of Menphilia. Wait, Menphilia is missing? I thought she escaped law. I shall explain on the road. Much has happened in your absence. Who the fuck made it out? Wait, the Dragon Song War is coming to an end in my absence? What the fuck? How long have I been gone? It's like an entire expansion happened without me. Where the fuck am I? You're in Dravania. A fucking what? I have thought to see thee again soon, mortal, if thou seekest the night. Know that she hath long since departed for Ishgard. My thanks, Vidofnir, but it was not for her that we came. We bring good tidings for you and yours. Lord Ravana, who has been summoned by the Nath, has again been laid low. Truly, once more you mortals have succeeded where mine own kind did fail. You have our deepest thanks. Would that we could take credit. The god was felled by another's hand. Another? Revelation upon revelation. Regardless, it is cause for celebration. The Nath will have no choice but to withdraw. But to another matter, I have tidings to bring thee as well. Regarding the Ishgardian's invitation. As promised, I brought the matter to my sire. Hearken to his answer now. For thousands of years have I mourned my beloved who gave her life to forge a peace thy king betrayed. Such was my lot until the child of Ishgard came unto me. For want of warmth she wrapped herself in a dream. Yet the world will remember her deeds. For truth she fought, for justice she sinned, for redemption she sacrificed and became as light. To follow one's heart, to have faith in one's conviction, be it for weal or be it for woe, such is the folly and the glory of man and of dragon. He hath entrusted the choice to us, and we have made it. We will keep faith with you who walk in the light. Then you accept Sir Amaric's invitation? Let it be known that I, Vidofnir, shall journey unto Ishgard on behalf of my people. We are honored to receive your answer, and will convey your words to our allies without delay. Thancred in the background. What the fuck was happening in the while I was gone? It is happening, Aseo. Or that you are here to see it. How long have I been missing? So I saw the light, I saw the rain, I just saw the general lighting, and my brain just went to the Kingdom Hearts 2 cutscene.
The return of a long-lost friend. Honorable men plotted to deprive them of another. Honorable men, to whom Sir Emmerich was no hero, but a scheming patricide.
Oh, you got Kiryu'd. Oh shit, you guys don't...
Men who would fain wash the paving stones of Foundation with the tyrant's blood. Honorable men whose knife...
No one's bringing a fucking healer?
...set the city aflame, and who sang as it burned.
What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Hold up, we must see the boy. We must we must see the boy. What the fuck? Right, let us not keep Sir Emmerich waiting. Oh my god. The dramatic irony, what the fuck? Are you quite well, Thancred? Yes, quite well. Forgive me. You've given me rather a lot to digest. This whole affair with the Ishgardians and the Dravanians, and our friends nowhere to be found. It would seem there is no end to our troubles. We can but face them head on, one at a time. For now we must apply ourselves to our allotted tasks, and leave the others to theirs. Remember, Thancred, we found you as they did me. In time, we'll find Ida, Papalymo, and Minfilia as well. These troubles will soon be but a memory, one which we look back on together. Pray do not misunderstand. I don't mean to imply that it would be otherwise. I merely wish that I had rejoined our grand adventure at one of its more triumphant moments. Despite your recent accomplishments, the mood here is less than celebratory. But I have no doubt that we will enjoy many more glorious victories soon enough. You may rest assured that I will play my part in them to the very hilt. I know you will. So then, to the congregation. Voice. You have returned. In this, at least, the fates are kind. Greetings, First Commander. It pleases me to inform you that Vidifnir has accepted Sir Amrich's invitation. She has? These are glad tidings indeed. Would that the Lord Commander were here to hear them. Ah, is he otherwise engaged? Aye, sleeping off a knife to the gut. What happened? Will he live? The Trojans tell me he will make a full recovery, but Lord Edmund and Lord Arturel, had Lord Edmund and Lord Arturel not been on hand when the assassination struck, he would not have been so fortunate. For a mercy, they subdued the fiend before he could lay the telling blow. The city was just beginning, though. Well, the attack was just beginning, though. Not long after, buildings all around the city, including several of ours, burst into flames. And bastards caught us completely by surprise. We've been dousing fires, but for every one we put out, seems like 2 more start up. Casualties are mounting, especially in the Broom. To explain, these fires were started by the assassin's conspirators. Until they have been rounded up, there will be no end to this. Will you help us find them? Then let us be about. Well, at least he's fine. At least he did the other side of getting Kiryu'd, but what the fuck? Primal accessories offending? The flames are spreading. We must needs begin our investigation immediately. Witnesses must be found, suspects must be identified. Have you been able to determine the precise locations where the fires were set? Mayhaps there's a pattern. If there is, we have yet to discern it. The fires have been reported throughout the city in both pillars and the foundation. Indeed, given the size of the affected area, I think it's best to divide our forces. Master Alphino and Mistress Ishtola, I would have you take charge of the investigation in Foundation. As you wish, mayhap Tataru can be of assistance as well. Maiden, Lore and me get the pillars. They'll like me up there. Only question is, will the grizzled old rogue striking a pose over there be joining us? Thancred of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. May I say, what a pleasure it is to meet you too, my lady. I'll bet. The name's Hilda, a Scion, eh? And there I thought I found a fellow ruffian amongst all these illustrious personages. I will remain here to coordinate the fire-quenching effort. If you learn aught of value, pray inform me immediately. That is all. While we could begin by sifting through charred rubble and questioning random passerbys, in my experience every town has at least one individual who can be counted on to know things he or she should not. Oh, hi. The infamous Lord Amanalaine de Forton, lover of women and wine, though neither care for him that much. They say he could gossip for Ishgard. Just the sort of fellow I had in mind. Capital suggestion, or? He'll be at the Crozier, most like, making an effort to be seen. So, let's go and see him. Grizzled I will accept, but old? Ugh. Look, maybe she liked them babyface. Ruffle this fucking idiot's hair. Alright, Jeweled Crozier. Damn, they put me with both of the bad bitches for this investigation? Well, well, if it isn't Lord, dearest of all my friends. You look rather glum. Something the matter, old girl? Ah, yes, arsons. Dreadful business, that. And awfully curious, wouldn't you say? There doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to it at all. Naturally, we doubled the guard outside the manor. along with most of the other houses. Can't have the old pile going up in flames after all. Oh, in case you were wondering why Hoplin is awash with refugees, the lower levels of the vault have been opened to those unfortunate souls who have lost their home. Sir Amaric's orders, from what I hear. Remarkable man, not even a knife in the ribs can keep him from his duties. Actually, old girl, if you were thinking of questioning the refugees, I should be more than happy to accompany you to the Hoplon. While you conduct your inquiries, I could offer words to comfort the distressed and despondent young maidens. Wait a moment. I know what that is. You're giving me one of your looks, aren't you? You do me injustice, old girl. I will have you know my heart yearns for but one rose, though prickly she may be. I sense you remain unconvinced. Very well. If it will help to prove the purity of my intentions, I shall gracefully rescind my offer. Now run along and catch those arsonists. That was not entirely what I had hoped for. Whose idea was it to come here again? Never mind. For our next step, I suggest we divide our efforts. While you question the refugees in Hoplin lore, I shall investigate the locations where the fire was set. Would you be so good as to join me, Hilda? You know what? I reckon I would. Can't have you roaming about in an unfamiliar city by your lonesome, can we? You'll only get robbed blind and left shivering in your small clothes. It's so funny seeing Thancred being treated like a fucking nobleman. It's like, oh, daddy's money type of motherfucker. Even though that's like literally not his upbringing. That's funny. Where is the Hoplon? We have used our zoomy meter. There's a man with a satchel. I saw him kneeling outside the window. And then there's smoke everywhere. And it was so hot I couldn't breathe. I don't remember how I made it out, but I suppose I must have climbed. Maybe my arm is getting better after all. Haha, surprise murder! Come, my brothers and sisters, there is food and shelter enough for all in the Basilica. Elona's blessings be upon you, Father. I confess, we were not sure if we should come. There are so many unbelievable tales these days about the Archbishop and Sir Amaric and the Gervanians. Trust in your heart, brother, and pay no heed to the lies of lesser men. They seek only to lead you astray. Do you require succor as well, miss? Bruh, I was part of a special operation that was public. You're not from around here, are you? So the Temple Knights have begun their investigation at last. Good, this madness has gone on for far too long. Would that I could do something to aid you in your search, but I have a duty to these poor souls. Farewell, and may the Fury guide your steps. He's suspicious immediately. He's suspicious immediately. I'm calling it, that motherfucker's. That motherfucker cannot be trusted. We are... I have my eye on you. This was one of the first homes to be claimed, but I didn't see how the fire began. It was only when I heard our neighbors shouting that I looked outside and saw the flames. We barely escaped with the clothes on our back. Were not for the church's generosity, I don't know what we'd do. Thancred. Thancred, where are you? Let's suck that wait. Hi. In between two bad bitches. Ah, there you are. Anything to share? We will require more than the muddled testimony of a traumatized girl if we are to identify the culprits. While you were questioning the refugees, we inspected the scenes of several of the fires, including one near Saint Raymondo's Cathedral, and another near the Tribunal. For mercy, neither structure suffered significant damage. Some might say they were spared by the grace of the Fury. Others might question how such ruthlessly efficient arsonists contrived to fail so miserably on 2 occasions when their target was a bastion of Ishgardian orthodoxy. Nothing conclusive, of course, but does give me cause to wonder. Alphino will doubtless have an opinion. Rendezvous in the broom. Call it a broom handle. You know what? We'll walk. The fuck is Tataru? Yo, you look cool as fuck. Bro! Find another table. This one is taken. Bro, you're so cool. You dude, you give jarringly deviant art vibes. And I'm all for it. Dude, Tales of Berseria is one of my favorite Tales games for a reason. That game is so unapologetically it's very unapologetic in being deviant art coded as fuck. I got into that game going like, okay, so I had just beaten like Tales of Vesperia, and I was like, I need to look for another game. And so there's Tales of Symphonia, which I already played. I played a bit of the sequel, so I kind of already knew what that was about. I'd later play Tales of Symphonia, by the way. And so, like, the 2 options was Berseria and Zestiria. I didn't know that the 2 games were connected, but I looked at Berseria and went like, hey, this looks... I was like, Zestiria looked boring as fuck. And to be fair, if it was not for its connection to... if it was not for its connection to Berseria, it would kind of be boring as fuck. I was like, And then Berseria looked like some Shadow the Hedgehog shit, and goddamn does it deliver. Your protag is borderline fucking evil. Silence will avail you not, sir. Lore, I was just about to summon you. As you can see, we have detained a suspect. We saw this man loitering near the remains of one of the stricken buildings. According to eyewitnesses, he was also present before the fires broke out. We wished to have words. He did not, so insisted.
Let me go, damn it! You got the wrong man.
But you reek of oil. And are those burns on your hands? An occupational hazard, I suppose. But tell me, does arson pay well?
I am a victim, you imbecile. Look at me.
Aye, that you are. After a fashion. You should know that your pious patron has already spun us a delightful yarn about how his pet mongrel slipped the leash and set about burning half the city to the ground. Not very noble of him, I grant you, but these highborn types rarely do show loyalty to their pets. In fact, he called you rabid and begged us to put you down.
That bollocks. I know he's the one what told me to keep going. Even a sinner such as me could find salvation in the Fury's work, he said. I'd left it behind, tried to, with all my heart. Said my prayers every day like a good man, but he came to me! He came to me!
Oh my. And there you have it, Hilda. Would you be so kind as to escort our friend here to the congregation? Aye, as long as you don't mind if he's limping when he gets there. That was incredible, Thancred, but how did you know he would confess? Well, I've seen his like before. A troubled soul manipulated by men of power and wielded as a weapon. I could not be certain, of course, but given the stakes, I thought it worth the risk. And if our captain called your bluff? Must we entertain hypotheticals? The world as it is vexing enough. Thank you, Thancred. Whether by luck or judgment, we have at least confirmed that these arsons were orchestrated by a person or persons of influence. I think it best we now return to the congregation and discuss how best to proceed. It was specifically a churchman. There is no way that random dude was not, like, that one priest was not involved. I'm fucking onto him. I'm onto that motherfucker. You know what? Actually, we'll report to Lucia, but... On behalf of the Holy See of Ishgard, I thank you all. The man you apprehended is being interrogated as we speak, though he fell silent upon realizing we had not turned his master. He will soon tell us what he knows, one way or another. Pardon the intrusion, First Commander. Ah, Lord Arterel. Are you come to see your father? He is attending Sir Amric in his chambers at the present. I am. He bid me bring the salve. Then do not let me detain you, and thank you for your kindness, my lord. In times of trouble, every man must do his part. Would that I could do more. There's a 50-50 chance he's in on it. That said, my Lord Arterwell did not seem to be in the best of spirits. 'Tis little wonder, Master Alphino. His father is widely slandered, and his half-brother not yet cold in the grave. Fending? Grab one of those. Save it for later. Oh. A wind-up archifid? What the fuck?
I do not mean to diminish our accomplishments, but until we identify the ones who ordered the fires set, our work is far from finished.
Between the various conservative and religious factions in Ishgard, I dare say there's no shortage of parties who would like to see the status quo preserved. Do any likely suspects spring to mind?
Far too many to count.
Lord Commander, your wounds.
Lamal.
Are healing well. Thank you.
My man.
Time is of the essence. Lest we forget, these men would sooner put their own city to the torch than see it change. When our enemies learn that we have apprehended their arsonist, there is no telling how they will react.
Lord Commander, an armed mob has seized control of the vault.
And now we know. Tell us what happened, sir. Spare no detail.
We were directing refugees into the Basilica, as you ordered, when all of a sudden, men brandishing weapons were all around us. It happened so fast, my lord. We had no time to respond. They've taken the refugees hostage and barricaded themselves inside the vault.
And they sent you to deliver their demands.
Holy fuck.
They, the true brothers of the faith, demand that a conclave to select the next archbishop be held forthwith. Furthermore, they declare that you, Lord Commander, are guilty of patricide and high treason.
I
and
knew that
you must surrender
motherfucker
yourself at
was
once
guilty.
to receive of the Fury's judgment.
Ridiculous! I mean, do they honestly think that executing Sir Emmerich would change anything? That the truth will somehow die with him?
These fundamentalists rage against the passing of the old ways, unable to accept there can be no going back.
Given the fanciful nature of their demands, a peaceful resolution does not seem likely. If the hostages are to be rescued, it will be by force, I fear.
Agreed. Lucia, take a contingent of knights and establish a perimeter outside the entrance.
At once, Lord Commander.
Hilda, I need your people out in force throughout the Broom. When word spreads of the situation, the friends and family of the hostages may try to take matters into their own hands. I will not give these militants more targets. I shall lead the assault on the vault. Master Alphino, can I count on the support of the Scions?
Bro, you are wounded.
Of course.
You just got stabbed, my guy. You're bringing a walking nuke into the matter, as well as the CIA. We got this. You don't need to be here.
I shall join you as well, Lord Commander.
You can join. You're not stabbed.
Your assistance is most welcome, Lord Atwarel. To arms then, friends. Time is against us.
Wait. I might be in the wrong section of the city. Alright. Let's fucking obliterate them. I have decided. Listen well. We will enter the Basilica silently via this gate. According to our latest reports, there are at least 6 hostages being held within. The numbers and readiness of the true brothers of the faith are unknown. I am told one claimed to have served under Thordan VII. Might the same be true of the rest? Given the swiftness which would they seize the control of the vault, I think it highly likely, yes. Which means that they may possess the knowledge required to turn the building's defenses against us. Though, be that as it may be, we have no choice but to press on. Lord Arturel, you're a brave man and true, and none would dare question your honor if you chose not to risk your life in this endeavor. Are you certain to wish to join us? I am no stranger to the battlefield, Sir Amherst. My arm will not falter, my shield will not break. Alone as my witness, we will bring these fanatics to justice. Well said, my friend. Oh, well said, my lord. Friends, follow me. Yo, we get to fight with the. I want to see Thancred fight. Oop. Sorry, I'm not used to. It's been a hot second.
Down with you!
Fury seems like a daft shithead. jump that motherfucker. Arturo, you require some lilies. Have some flowers. Allah, you won't stay. Those two got it.
You underestimate me.
Sir Simonard. Simonard? Lay down your arms and release the hostages. You'll be showed mercy, I give you my word. The word of a heretic and a kinslayer. I would sooner trust the dragon. Activate the knights. We shall show the hostages the same mercy he showed the archbishop. Unlike you, Sarah Amaric, I'm a man of honor. By my hand, you will receive of the Fury's judgment. So it is to be a trial, then. Lord Arterel, Lore, leave us and save the hostages. I will deal with Sir Simonard. Alright, we going this way? Bro, I don't know where the hostages are. Oh! These are very tough refugees. Full heal you. Thank you, Arturo. Can I? Two others must be nearby, but to where? Guess we just go up ahead? That would explain it. Alright, let's return with haste. Wait, we can take a shortcut. We can take a shortcut. Yep.
This knight does not yield!
Full heal, Sir Amaric. Oh, hell yeah. Probably good we kept them topped off. I must hurry. The priest took Mail upstairs when he saw you kill his men. Have no fear, child. We'll save your friend. Alright. The gate's open?
Where is he? Where is he? Come no closer!
Oh, that's fairly tense.
You have nowhere to run. Release the girl and surrender.
Surrender to whom? The blasphemer who throws wide the gates to our enemy? Who breaks bread with him and calls him brother? Ungodly swine!
It'd be really cool if a dragon
Sooner
appeared.
die than surrender to you.
Is it godly to spill the blood of an innocent child? To burn the homes of your brothers? Tell me, priest, is that godly?
Do not speak to me of godliness, heathen! Your father's blood is on your hands, as is hers!
My god, that face. It'd be real convenient if a dragon popped out of nowhere. Or... "'Cause I'm free. Da 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 da. Free falling." Yeah! That was a good narrative moment. The child would have still...
What? But I...
The Daphne!
That ought to change things.
Well met, knight. Mayhap I chose an inopportune moment?
Not at all. Pray forgive us this most unworthy reception. We are honored to have you with us, and right glad of your aid.
Fortune delivered the child unto me. I had but to receive her.
Thank you for saving me.
Thou art welcome, child.
Now they had a very public display of the dragons being chill as fuck. Wait, what did we do with the priest?
Never did I think to be indebted to so unexpected a savior. But full glad am I to be so.
You owe me, tiny man.
Friend of Izel, warrior of warriors, I had hoped to meet with thee.
Well, you have met I.
I bear a message from my sire.
From Gracefelder.
Upon returning to our lands, Nidhogg's shade did sing unto his brood, and they for skies unknown did then take wing. This thou must know, for your fates are inextricably bound.
What of Estinian? Is he truly lost to us?
Such matters are beyond my ken. I but bear my father's words. Take from them what thou wilt. Fare you well, mortals.
Also, I gotta say, the voice actor for Sir Amaric was fucking killing it.
So it is as they say then. A great white dragon swooped down from the heavens to rescue an innocent child.
A most unexpected turn of events, but not an unwelcome one. The people will not soon forget this day.
Yet how will they choose to remember it, Sir Emeric? And will these events serve to bring man and dragon closer together, or drive a deeper wedge between brothers? After 1,000 years, the world these men once knew is changing, and with ungentle swiftness to boot. Though their actions are misguided, their sentiments are only to be expected. You may be sure that others will rally to their cause. I share your desire for a lasting peace with the Jovanians, I do. But I would not see it built on the bones of our countrymen, nor on our own. I see much of horsifying you, and I could not bear to mourn the passing of another son.
Oh.
Lord Edmund.
This has been a day full of surprises. It is but a pity Vidifnir could not stay longer. Yes, I think it's fair to say that she timed her departure rather less well than her arrival. Well timed scarcely does it justice, but a moment later would have been a moment too late. Let us pray that the Ishgardians who yet harbor doubts will take these events to heart and accept the truth of Sir Amaric's words. Tis only that I meet... Well, tis only meet that I inform Tartaru of what has occurred here. If you have need of me, I shall be in Forton Manor. Allow me to accompany you. Tartaru would never forgive me if I left for the Rising Stones without saying goodbye. Nice to talk with you, Thancred. A moment, Lore. I wish a word. Tell me, does Thancred seem quite well to you? Oh, well enough with Hilda. Of that I have no doubt. His time in the wilderness did not deprive him of his charm. Well, that is neither here nor there. What concerns me is his etheric flow, which I fear has been irreparably disrupted. As a result, I strongly suspect that his ability to manipulate aether has been compromised. Simply put, Thancred may no longer be able to wield magics. It would do much to explain why he chose to remain within the wilderness instead of seeking us out. He would have been compelled to rely solely on traditional methods of travel, significantly prolonging his journey. And when he learned that a nearby beast tribe was making preparations to summon a primal, it may have seemed more sensible to wait. But this is still little more than speculation. Until I have proof, pray speak no word of it. Right then, I shall be on my way. Krile may have charmed Master Matoya for now, but who can say how long that will last? Look, I went white mage for the express purpose of dicking on those guys harder.
That Vidofnir should chance to arrive even as the girl fell. Truly, I could not have planned it better myself.
Ah, good. We were afraid you might have left.
A shield, my lord?
Fit for a true knight. An expression of our gratitude to you and yours. Long overdue. But there is something else I would discuss ere you part. Something which cannot leave this room. My father will soon step down as head of our house.
He is planning to... Wait, I shouldn't make that joke.
Sir Emeric was not the only one to fall under suspicion following the death of the Archbishop. There are some who believe my father complicit in a coup d'etat. Thus he intends to renounce his title to absolve our house of suspicion and secure the support of our peers.
Surely there must be another way to convince houses Durandare and Zemail.
So I said to him. Alas, he will not budge.
I like the little detail that you can see the lights shining through their ears a little. So you're gonna be the head of house?
Child, I knew that I would one day succeed my father. The thought of it filled me with pride. Yet once I learned the day was at hand, my heart was filled with naught but dread. Our legacy is built upon the lies of our forefathers. In accepting this title, am I not perpetuating this injustice? Why should I become the next count?
A knight lives to serve.
You sound just like him. I suspect that is what Horschiffon would have said. To aid those in need. When you look on that shield, I trust you will remember his words. And should I once more find my resolve wavering, I ask that you show me the way. You are a sister to Horschiffon. Will you be a sister to me as well?
Knowing medieval families, that's
Come, Emanuele.
a dubious
There's much
ask.
to be done. For father, and for Sir Emeric, and for Ishgard.
That dude is so tiny. Sorry. Look how fucking tiny he is.
To think we share the same blood. Pray excuse us.
Those were the days of promises and vows, of tentative first steps into an uncertain future. A future shaped by the choices we made, in ways we could never have foreseen. Born of good and evil, of light and darkness, and shepherded by our hand. Be it for weal, or be it for woe.
From the memoirs of Count Edmond de Forton, heaven wars, as goes light, so goes darkness. If only I had a wand of appropriate level. Yo, what the fuck are you doing? You on Shay? This is thy proof. The Garen Chronicles, Apocrypha. It is a truth long forgotten, a tale of the beginning and of the path we have been set upon. Our fates were ordained long ago, Arkin. The Garleans are no exception, nor the Triad. You know what must be done. Lamau, no. I don't think that was Alpha, though. Oh? Well? Oh. Everyone has their orders. The masks will attack as soon as all units are in position. The Imperials won't know what hit them. I fear it will be bloody. Nice angle. By Rauker, it better be. We cannot stay here forever, Ida. We have other responsibilities. I know full well what my responsibilities are, and I mean to fulfill them. Every one. What is going on here? They have my fucking interest. So it goes. I want to equip that shield. Alpha no lore, I've been looking all over for you. We received news regarding Flemin, Hori Boulder, and Coltonet. Oh shit, they were missing too. Fuck, they were missing? God damn it. Really? Has something really happened? No, nothing bad. Quite the opposite, in fact. It seems that once they learned the Scion's good name has been restored, they boarded the next ship bound for Limbs Elemensa. They should be arriving any minute now. It's easy to forget how useful link pearls are, isn't it? When they work, I mean. And you don't mind being spied on. Quite. But what wonderful news. Think our reunion is close at hand. A pleasure to see you too, Alphino. Thancred and Kryle? What brings the two of you here? Kryle and I have been looking into how we might track down Minfilia. And we just might... we may have just found the answer. Lord, when you were fleeing Ulta with Minfilia, you said Hydaelyn spoke to her shortly before you parted ways, yes? Well, assuming that's true, and I see no reason to suspect that it's not, it seems reasonable to conclude that Hydaelyn commanded her to remain behind. That is to say, the Mother Crystal directly interceded to guide Minfilia. Admittedly, this is all quite hypothetical, but I propose that such intervention, however subtle, must surely leave some residual trace. A lingering disturbance in the ether, or ripple, if you will. In order to establish the existence of such ripples, of course, we require suitable data. Fortunately, I know what data can be found. The battleground where Law felled the Ultima weapon in the sight of my personal ignominy. 'Twas there that Hydaelyn intervened to shield her from the magic I invoked. Kryle and I will infiltrate the castrum and analyze the aether therewithin. The two of you alone? I have proven knack for subterfuge, and I am confident that there will be sufficient nooks and crannies in which to hide Kryle while patrols pass. Besides, if you and Law come along, who will see to Flamin's grand homecoming? Well, when you put it like that, very well, I'll trust your plan. I know not whether this data will yield a means to find Minfilia, but it will at the very least eliminate another avenue of inquiry. Tatru and I will return to the Rising Stones and make preparations for a comrade's return. Might I impose you to meet them at Leamington Docks? Oh, honey, you don't know. I basically live there now. Then I shall see the four of you at the Rising Stones. Safe travels. Honey, I live there. We're now at least getting a lot of the questions in. I guess... I named this stream the finale of Heavensward, but we're very clearly still in Heavensward, but we're kind of in the same realm as what feels like the post-game. Like how A Realm Reborn had basically a post-game. Oh, Laura, how have you been? Come, let me have a good look at you. Thank the 12. One hears the strangest tales in Forward's lands. I worried about you all every day. Would we have sent word sooner, but the Braves afforded us no opportunity. When they fell upon us in the market, it was all we could do to escape. Tartaru found her way to you, of course, but we were forced to seek shelter aboard a Hainish vessel. Hanish?
It pained us not being here when you needed us most, but we made the most of it, didn't we, Courtenay? Studied and trained from dusk to dawn, we did.
We would have sent word sooner, but we knew not whom to trust in. With the vast distance, those dark days are behind us at last. I shall be glad indeed to return home and speak with my daughter. What do you mean she's missing? How could you let this happen? I gave that a very whiny voice, I'm sorry. Forgive me, I'm sure you're doing everything in your power to find her. As Thancred must be, he watched over her from the first, long before me. And he'll watch over her to last. I shall pray for her safe return and busy myself in the meantime.
With certainty, there is much and more to be done. The Braves may have bloodied us, but the path remains, and we shall not be swayed from it. Aye, that's the spirit. To the Scions, and a long overdue reunion. Huzzah!
Well, there you have it. To the Rising Stones. So, do we officially count those 3 as Scions?
Well done, sir. And with that, I believe we are ready to proceed.
Or are you taking off the disguise now?
Just be about our business then. The next patrol may not be so credulous.
Why must you be so disappointingly brusque? You're not at all as Minfilia described, you know. I don't think you favored me with so much as a single compliment since we set out. Tell me, did your time in the wilderness sap you of all your charm? Or are you holding it in reserve for your beloved?
This is neither the time nor the place.
Whoa, one of his eyes is blind. Oh. Oh, he got partially blinded in the Aether, just like Minfilia.
Well, call me old-fashioned, but when I'm risking life and limb infiltrating an Imperial castrum, I like to be sure of my comrades' motivations.
I see now where Alphino gets it from. Minfilia is dear to me. It is true. But not in the way you think. 15 years passed, when she was still but a child. There was an incident at a parade. A Gubu broke free of its fetters and ran amok through the streets of Ul'dah. Had I been more attentive, I could have prevented it. But I was distracted, and her father was killed. I feared she would never recover. But in the years that followed, she showed herself to be more resilient than I had ever imagined.
Are you older? How much older than Minfilia are you?
But sought to guide others on the path. She touched the hearts of all around her, Mine, Louisoire, every scion.
Thancred, are you a certified DILF?
In those dark days following the calamity.
You gotta answer the
She
question.
was our guiding light. Our hope for a brighter future.
It's illegal to
She
not
had
answer.
so many dreams, and I would give anything to make them come true.
My apologies. I can see she means the world to you. I did not mean to pick at old scars.
No harm done, I assure you. But fair is fair, my lady. What is Minfilia to you?
You mean you don't know? Only my dearest friend. When I finally emerged from my torpor, I learned that nary a day had passed without her asking after me. She never gave up hope. And neither will I.
Then for Minfilia's sake, let us pray that these vestiges of Hydaelyn's intervention will lead us to her.
It feels good to be home again. And to think that everyone is waiting for us just beyond those doors. Friends and family with whom we shared so much. God's help me, but the older I get, the more sentimental I become. Come, let us not keep them waiting. Wait, are we not considered true scions too? I wonder. Oop. Let's not do that. Oop. Astrologian's attire, item level 90? What's our current gear? Surely it's better than that. Yeah, item level 210. We can probably dump that, in theory. We can use this, however. Oh, my gear has been roughed up. Augmented primal. Healing. You know, we'll wait to extract the materia. Advanced melding forbidden. Raising up that fucking power level. Yeah, we can't wield a shield with that. Daystar ring. I think that's still the better item. Huh, funny that higher item level, but lower stats, all things considered. I mean, the vitality's nicer, but yeah, that's just a... Power level 200. Elaine, Ephemi! It fills my heart with joy to see you both hail in healthy. What of Higiri? She is well, though abroad on a mission at present. It wasn't the same without you. Welcome back, my lady. Speak with the Scion. Oh, this is so neat. We can do with more of that around here. Heartfelt reunions with stalwart companions. Brings a bloody tear to the eye. And the secret one, to secret oneself in a ship hold to secure safe passage to a faraway land. This is a tale we know all too well. When they are well rested, I'd like to seek a formal introduction. Hey, my friend, there's no need to be shy. Pray grant me a moment longer at least, though I am happy to oblige you. My legs are rather less accommodating. Are you not? Why are you not speaking? Why? Archer, what in the seven hells drove my little brother to come to Old Donor? Archer Boulder? Hoary Boulder and Archer Boulder. Why, you, brother, you and the Scions, of course. For 1,000 days I trained that I might be as strong as you, and that I might fight alongside you. Yet now that you are here, I sense you have surpassed me once more. No, do not tell me. You trained with the Hanish, did you not? Your eyes do not deceive you, brother. I have studied the trials of the braves, and drunk deep of the souls of mine enemies. Glad though I am to be home, I cannot but help to think of those who have yet to return. Once we've settled in, I will join the search. Snap my neck and hope to die. Is he a healer? Or like a mage? You got big tank bro and little DPS bro? It's been so long since I've seen them all like this. Too long. 'Twas the chaos born of my foolish ambition which forced them to flee. Though they return, there are others yet missing, others whom we cannot forsake. We'll find them, Alphino. I know we will. Midphilia, Ito, Papalima. Oh. Every last one of them. And when they walk through those doors, we'll be here to welcome them home. And with me at the head of the queue, of course. Cookie. Oh, I've been going on for significantly longer than expected. I guess we can leave, I guess the after game for Heavensward for next time. This has been relatively nice and kind of hype. I'm very interested with the Warrior of Darkness shit. Like, I was literally going like, I wonder if there's a Warrior of Darkness, because they implied that there's like an opposite to Hydaelyn. And they're like, hey, by the way, Warrior of Darkness, he's come to kick your ass. But also, he slays primals, and he's also fought the Askians, so maybe they're kind of in like a Riku situation, where it's like, their intentions are well-meaning. Good intentions, but, you know, power of darkness. Kind of interesting. Oh, I forget that this doesn't count as a, doesn't count as a sanctuary. There we go. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Hey Twitch, you can find me on YouTube. Hey YouTube, you can find me on Twitch. For those who want to look for art, you can find it online. Blue Sky, co-host, Newgrounds, and Twitter. Yep, I think that's it. I'll try to post to some of them more frequently, especially Blue Sky. Blue Sky now added some features that are bringing a lot of people from Twitter over to there. Twitter's definitely a cesspool these days. Like, let's not kid ourselves. There are way too many Nazis there. So, you know, the more people to aggregate away from Twitter, the better things will be. I will appreciate anyone checking me out on those sites. Lower expectations as usual, and if it has an alt account, then it's the Chaos Abode. Wait, I don't even post to my Safer Work co-host. I might just scrap my Safer Work one and fuse it into the NSFW one. I think that might be a better way of doing things. Anyhow, I'll see you guys Wednesday. I might play some more Tales of Arise. I might play some Yakuza. I don't know what I'm going to be playing. I'm very bad at sticking to schedules. I'd probably be a bit better if I had a little bit more time in the week. Alas, I do not, so we'll have to... We'll have to let sleeping dogs lie and such. I will see you guys... Yeah, I'll see you guys in a couple days. And next week will be... Remember, we do FF14 every Monday, and we do a Freestyle Friday, which basically means any game I feel like at the time during Fridays. Or if I got sick, like I did this last week, then I sometimes do them on Saturdays by accident. That's not going to be a recurring trend. I just had I had some shit come up. Anyways, see you guys around. Goodbye.